Hey guys, let's discuss current affairs. And today's first question is about New Zealand. New Zealand has had a new prime minister, and that's Chris Hipkins. This is Chris Hipkins here on your screens, and that's a map of the Oceania region. You see here, Australia is pretty large. In fact, its area is about 76 lakh square kilometers compared with India's, which is at about 32.87. Let's make it 33. Let's take the territory of some other country as well. Well, 33 lakh, a little under 33 lakhs is India's area, while Australia is about 76 lakh square kilometers, twice more than India's. And you should know that its population is about 2.26 crore, while India's population is what? One little over 140 crore. But we are not discussing Australia, just that because it actually occupies a large space in that map there. I just brought that in. Ladies and gentlemen, we have New Zealand here. This is New Zealand. Okay. Now, this is a pretty large country, and large in the sense that among island nations is the sixth biggest island country. Sixth biggest island country. It has a total area of, I wouldn't want you to, remember this, but become familiar. The idea behind, sharing this information is to make you familiar. 2.68 lakh square kilometer. And it's now, while it's 2.68 lakh, its population is about 47 lakh. Yeah. So you take something like, somewhere midway between Maharashtra and maybe Maharashtra is 3.07 lakh square kilometers. The next one is Uttar Pradesh 2.4. Now you know what? So Uttar Pradesh's area is 2.4 lakh square kilometers and its population is about 22 crore. Yes, look at that, 47 lakh. Because it's remote, and second thing is it has extreme climates, especially the cold season. Now I want you to become a little more familiar with this part of the world. Its capital is Wellington. New Zealand's capital is Wellington. This guy is a prime minister, and he succeeds Jacinda Ardern, who says that before her resignation, she said that I am burned out. That's what she said. Jacinda Ardern is outgoing, is a previous prime minister. From Hipkins from her party has succeeded her. And how far is New Zealand from Australia? This stretch you see here is about 2,000 kilometer away, and here is Fiji, which is 1,000 kilometers. Then from the northern part, basically, in fact, this is all New Zealand. You see these islands, these are all New Zealand. So from New Zealand's nearest island to Fiji would be 1,000 kilometers. That's it. Okay. So, and I want you to become a little more familiar with one more part of the world, this part of the world in another sense. Who discovered New Zealand? New Zealand was discovered in 1642 by a man called Abel Tasman, an explorer called Abel Tasman. Abel Tasman gave his name to the island of Tasmania. This is the island of Tasmania, which is part of Australia. Okay, but for a long time it was colonized by Britain, and Britain occupied New Zealand between 1841 and 1907. So between 1841 to 1907, Britain ruled this area as a colony. In 1907, New Zealand gained dominion status, which we gained in 1947. For some time, for about 3 years, we were still a dominion there. Now, till we became a republic. But New Zealand is not a republic, because at the time of its dominion status, gaining the dominion status in 1907, it agreed to have the British monarch as the head of its own country. So New Zealand's head of the state is the British monarch. King Charles III is still the head of New Zealand. That's the case with Australia and Canada as well, among large countries. So that's New Zealand for you guys. Shall we look at the leaders of these countries? Yeah, we'll just look at the leaders only. We will not look at more than that. Okay. South Africa, the president is a guy called Cyril Ramaphosa. Cyril Ramaphosa. Australia's Prime Minister is Anthony Albanese. Anthony Albanese. Canada's Prime Minister is Justin Trudeau. Okay, there we go. And Austria, well, Austria is a European country. It is in the heart of Europe, next to Switzerland on its east. Australia has a chancellor who is the head of the government, and the chancellor is Karl Nehammer. Karl Nehammer. Okay, there we go. I guess we discuss this quite comprehensively. Which has become the first country to extend assurance to Sri Lanka for its debt. The B is silent in debt. Debt restructuring with the International Monetary Fund, India. India's done that. India, has extended aid worth $4 billion, a little over $4 billion. If India weren't there, Sri Lanka would have met a fate worse than that of Lebanon, which defaulted. Argentina, which defaulted on its sovereign debt. Yeah. So things would have been very bad in Sri Lanka if India had not taken care of it at the right time. So this $4 billion is not pure cash. It's in the form of a lot of deals, agriculture stuff, that food grains, fertilizers, tea, electricity. We are setting plants there, all that stuff. Okay. So a little about the IMF, International Monetary Fund. You know that the International Monetary Fund is headquartered in Washington. It's headquartered in Washington, D.C., which is the American capital, District of Columbia. Its CEO and MD is Kristalina Georgieva. She's from Bulgaria. Okay, she's from Bulgaria in East Europe. Then we have, let me write it here. Okay, why not here itself? Geeta Gopinath. Okay, I wrote Gopinath first. Never mind, it's okay. You can put a comma and then write Geeta. That's one way of writing it. Because often in the Western world, they write the surname first, or the name that is the second name, second part of the name. Geeta Gopinath. She's from the US, of course. She's from the US, and what is her role? She is the first deputy MD. Okay. We could write one more, since we're on that subject. Paul Olivier. Oh, today's not it. Let me clear this first. Paul Olivier Gurinchas is the chief economist of the IMF. Okay. As far as Sri Lanka is concerned, its president is a guy called, the president. The press is, I usually write with a Z. Okay. Press is Ranil Wickramasinghe. Its prime minister is a guy named Dinesh Gunawardena. Dinesh Gunawardena. Okay, yeah. Let's clear this. We know about all of these countries. Anyway, Japan's prime minister is Fumio Kishida. Australia's prime minister, I think we mentioned this, Anthony Albanese. The center has called upon bankers to ensure the availability of at least one banking outlet within 5 kilometers of all inhabited villages in Dash Aspirational Research. It's already mentioned. This is to primarily to take banker to promote financial inclusion so that no one's left out of the formal banking system. Okay, so I guess there's barely anything for us to discuss here. Norovirus was recently in use in India. Choose the correct statements. No, there is again these kinds of questions are like everything's on the screen, so all of these statements are right. So what is the norovirus about? It's a pretty contagious virus. It's mostly spreads through contaminated food and water. Also, if a person is in direct contact with an infected person. Okay, the symptoms would be like diarrhea, vomit, fever, headache. And it was recently found in two school-going kids were found to be infected with this virus. Okay, yeah. See, when you say look at Ernakulam is a twin city. It's a district here that's mentioned, but Ernakulam and Kochi are twin cities. Ernakulam and Kochi are twin cities. Okay. To step up security along the India-Pakistan border in Gujarat and Rajasthan, which of the following forces launched the Ops Alert Exercise? Ops is Operations Alert Exercise. The Border Security Force, BSF. Okay. Now, let me tell you a bit about the chiefs of these organizations. The BSF, Border Security Force. This is the chief of the Border Security Force, who also happens to be the chief of the CRPF. Okay, Central Reserve Police Force. And the name is, let's write here, Dr. Sujoy Lal Towson. Dr. Sujoy Lal Towson. Okay. In some places you will find this to be O and this to be U. Both are fine. Don't worry. See, I have found spellings quite different in different sources. Like, for example, a name like Mao Zedong. This is how we usually write. Then there is Mao Zedong. It's the same guy. Is there a link between these two? There is no link. They don't appear similar, isn't it? But then that's how people write. So Dr. Sujoy Lal Towson, an IPS officer, is the head of the Border Security Force and the Central, Reserve Police Force. Next comes the National Security Guard. It's headed by Director General M.A. Ganapathy. M.A. Ganapathy. ITBB is Indo-Tibetan Border Police. Indo-Tibetan Border Police. Indo-Tibetan Border Police. It's headed by Dr. Anish Dayal Singh. Dr. Anish Dayal Singh. The last one, Central Industrial Security Force, which protects all airports, nuclear establishments, has a lot of public sector units. Central Industrial Security Force is headed by Sheel Vardhan Singh. Sheel Vardhan Singh. Sheel Vardhan Singh. Wow. Which UN institution dedicated 2023 has dedicated 2023 as the International Day of Education to Afghan women and girls. Afghanistan's government, which is a Taliban government, has banned access to education for women. So women cannot access to education, schools, colleges, universities, everything's banned. No education for the girl child is what the government of Afghanistan, has stated. So The UNESCO has dedicated 2023 to the children, to women in Afghanistan, because they have been denied the opportunity to learn, to educate themselves. Afghanistan, ladies and gentlemen, is run by interim prime minister. The name is interim prime minister. The name is Hassan Akhund. Hassan Akhund is the interim prime minister, and the leader of the Taliban, you could write this, Taliban chief, is, in fact, they call him Amir, EMIR, Taliban Amir. He is Hibatullah Akhundzada. Hibatullah Akhundzada. Hibatullah Akhundzada is the chief of the Taliban. Shall we look at these choices here? United Nations Development Program is headed by Ashim Steiner. There is no DG, there is no Secretary General. He is called administrator. He is called administrator. Ashim Steiner. He holds dual citizenship of Brazil and Germany. Brazil and Germany. United Nations International Children's Emergency Fund is the old full form of UNICEF. Now it's simply called United Nations Children's Fund. What is it? United Nations Children's Fund. So, United Nations Children's Fund is headed by Kathy Russell. United Nations High Commissioner for Refugees is Filippo Grandi. Okay, this guy is from Italy and Kathy is from the US. Okay, Filippo Grandi from Italy. UNESCO, United Nations Educational, Scientific and Cultural Organization, is is headed by Audrey Azoulay. Of France. Chaliye. Yeah, the International Court of Justice, ICJ. Its president is Juan, or since it's Spanish, Juan, otherwise you could simply say Joan Donoghue from the US. President John Donoghue from the US. Okay, yeah. The Egyptian President Abdel Fattah el-Sisi was the chief guest at the Republic Day function, 2023. What are the correct statements about Egypt? Well, all of them are, because Cairo is the capital, also the largest city. Egypt is home to the pretty ancient civilization. So, a lot of monuments like the Giza pyramids, the necropolis. Necro is dead. It's a city of the dead. Necropolis means city of the dead. You will find all of this. Abu Simbel, you will find a lot of things in Egypt that relate to, a period that's older than 1500. Yeah. On the north of Egypt, you would find the Mediterranean Sea, and on the east, it's Red Sea. Fair. The currency is pound, and Suez Canal, as you know, is an artificial gateway that connects the Red Sea with the Mediterranean Sea. Now, I want you to know a little more here. You see this Medi is middle, terra is land. EAN in the end of a word indicates a water body. So, a water body in the in the center of the earth is Mediterranean Sea. Red Sea, the name comes from the presence of a certain algae which gives the color red. The water appears red because of the presence of a certain algae. That's it. Okay. Suez Canal, you could say 1869, 67, 69. That's when it was started. The center has nominated Charaidya Maidams, the equivalent of the ancient Egyptian pyramids, for the UNESCO World Heritage Site tag. And these are in Assam. I want you to write a bit about this. You could write this. Maidam, mound burial system, or mound burial site. See, okay, write this dash. Mound built over the grave of the kings of the rulers of Ahom dynasty, Ahom kingdom, kings of Ahom kingdom or Ahom dynasty. I want to see, this is it. There is a grave here inside, and this is a mound. Okay, and this is a map that would tell you a little about when was the Ahom kingdom around. Between 1241 and I think 1253 to 1841. So 1826. This is 5 years. So this, look at the size of the kingdom, pretty large kingdom it was. And right through its center, the Brahmaputra would flow. So you could write this: Ahom kingdom established 1241 AD, lasted till 1816 AD. Okay. Next one. Next one. Shall I tell you a little more about this kingdom itself? Ahom kingdom founded by Shao Lung Sai or Sia. In some places you will find Sia, some places you will find Siu. Okay, I have found, because these are very difficult to pronounce words for people like us who are not familiar with the culture, the language, the way of life there. So very difficult. So different spellings depending on who's writing, but this is the generally accepted spelling. Shao Lung Siu Kafua is the person who founded the Ahom kingdom in 1241. Between 1241 and 1826, the Ahoms ruled this place. This Charadhyo was the initial capital, first capital. Though the capital kept moving, it still, it remained one of the most important areas in that part of the world. Okay. See, this is Charadhya. Yeah. Got it? It's a fascinating world. This is, you see this? Meghalaya. The chief ministers, would you want to write? So, by the way, the government of India has decided to nominate only one entry from India for the cultural tag. In the cultural category, one entry has come from India, and that is of the Charaidya Maidams. This is our culture, our composite culture. We got to protect it. We got to ensure that it is, it lives into the future. Okay. So, Tripura's chief minister. Tripura is India's third smallest state. The smallest is by area. The smallest is Goa. Second is Sikkim. Third is, Tripura. Tripura's capital is Agartala. Assam, Dispur, Guwahati. Mizoram, what is it? Aizawl. Meghalaya, Shillong. Manipur, Imphal, Imphal. Okay, I guess that should be it. Who of the following persons has been appointed the next Director General of the Directorate of the Civil Directorate of Directorate General? Directorate General of Civil Aviation, Vikram Dev. Now this has become pretty powerful, especially, and it's become pretty relevant, important in light of the kinds of incidences in the air and on aircraft at the airports and all. So I mean things are pretty bad. There is always this thing that some passenger would behave weirdly, some flyer would talk nonsense to co-passengers or to the crew members. I know it is always there. Yeah. So, what were these choices here? Praveen Kumar Srivastava is the Chief Vigilance Commissioner of India. Chief Vigilance Commissioner of India. You could write this. Praveen Kumar Srivastava, Chief Vigilance Commissioner of India. Rajiv Kumar is the Chief Election Commissioner of India. Chief Election Commissioner. Coming to Arun Goyal and Anup Chandra Pandey, both are election commissioners. They are election commissioners. Election commissioners. Arun Goyal is the latest appointment. Whom of the following are the winners of the 2023 India Open Badminton Championship in the singles categories, the both male and female singles categories, and this was held in Delhi, New Delhi. They may just ask you about the venue. So, Vidit San and Say Young won the men's and women's singles titles respectively. Who did they defeat? Runners-up. These are runners-up. Victor Axelsen of Denmark and Akane Yamaguchi of Japan finished runners-up. Okay. So, in honor of which award winners has India's Prime Minister Narendra Modi named the 21 largest unnamed islands in the Andaman Nicobar archipelago? Archipelago is a group of islands. Okay, the Andaman Nicobar has more than 572 islands. 572 islands. Archipelago, 572 islands, of which 37 are inhabited. That is populated. People live on 37 of these 572. Okay. Now, these 21 are uninhabited. There's no one lives on these islands, and they have been named after Paramvir, the heroes, the extraordinarily brave Paramvir Chakra heroes. Now, I want you to write a bit about this. The awards in India. There are two kinds of awards, civil and military. Civil awards, highest would be Bharat Ratna, second Padma Vibhushan, third Padma Shri, third Padma Bhushan, fourth Padma Shri. So Bharat Ratna, Padma Vibhushan, Padma Bhushan, Padma Shri, top four. When it comes to military awards, let me tell you, the military awards have, two kinds here. One, during war, this is basically non-peace time. Highest is Paramvir Chakra. Paramvir Chakra, followed by Mahavir Chakra. Second place Mahavir Chakra and Veer Chakra. Third place, second place. So highest award in military, during military in the conflict times and everything, is Paramvir Chakra, second is Mahavir Chakra, third is Veer Chakra. But during peace times, military personnel are given different awards. Peace time. See, this is where I can add value, extra stuff. Ashok Chakra. Ashok Chakra. Followed by Kirti Chakra, Kirti Chakra and Shaurya Chakra. So effectively, this is equal to, Veer Chakra. This is equal to Mahavir Chakra, and this is equal to Paramvir Chakra. That's how you look at it. Okay? Yeah. See, in 2018, three islands were renamed. Three islands in the Andaman Nicobar Islands were renamed. 2018. What were these? There was this island called Ross Island. Ross Island. It was called Netaji Subhash Chandra Bose, Dweep. Netaji Subhash Chandra Bose Dweep. See, it's here. This is Port Blair. Okay. Next to Port Blair, you will find this. In fact, it's here. Next, you could write Havelock Island, Swaraj Deep, Neil Island, Neil, Shahid Deep. Shahid Deep. Got it? Okay, yeah. How big is Andaman Nicobar Islands? Not very big. Yeah, it's a union territory. This is about 8,249 square kilometers. That's it. It has a population of less than 4 lakh. Less than 4 lakh. Its capital is Port Blair. Port Blair is named after a Britisher named Archibald Blair. Okay, yeah. You could also write only tri-service command. Only tri-service. Tri-service means naval, army and air force. Only tri-service command in India. Only tri-service command in India. Sure. The 126th birth anniversary of which freedom fighter was celebrated nationwide is Parakram Divas on 23rd January. The great Subhash Chandra Bose, my friends. He was born on the 23rd of January 1897 and he is said to have passed, I say this because there is always this doubt, on 18th August 1945. On that day, see, he had started from Singapore 2 days prior to that. Okay. He had started here. He went to Bangkok for refilling everything. Now he met some people there. From there he came to Ho Chi Minh City. From there he is said to have flown to Taiwan. Okay. Now this was 18th August. The plane took off from here. This is the red line you see. The idea was to go to Dalian, from there to Tokyo. But unfortunately, at the time of taking off, the plane crashed because of overweight. Now this is one plausible theory. There is one more generally accepted theory. There are multiple theories. Some say that Subhash Bose lived up to, Netaji lived up to more than 100. He survived the accident and he lived as Gumnami Baba in India. No, we don't know. There are a lot of stories around this. But this path will tell you that this is, he started from Singapore to, he went to Bangkok, Ho Chi Minh City, came to Taiwan. On 18th August 1945, at the time, just when his plane was taking off from the airport, it crashed and went up in smoke. And he's said to have died a few days later, 2-3 days later, people say. Some say he died immediately. This is how it is. Okay. So, let's not discuss this more than there. India's first Scorpion class conventional submarine was recently commissioned into the Indian Navy. check the current statements. You could write this. Calvary class of submarines, Calvary class of submarines, Calvary class of submarines, dash, built on French Scorpion model, dash, diesel hyphen electric attack submarine. There are 6 of them. Okay, dash, you put submarine dash, project cost of 24,000 crore. Project cost of 24,000 crore. Next, 6 submarines, 6 dash 6. Calvary, Khanderi, Karanj, what is this? Vela, it's come. Wagir, that's just joined, and Wagshir, which will come in 2024, next year. Wagshir. See, Wagir is a kind of a sandfish. It's kind of a fish. Sandfish. Okay. Yeah. Okay. Who will head a government-appointed 5-member oversight committee to investigate the charges leveled by some prominent wrestlers, the charges related to sexual harassment against the president of the Wrestling Federation of India, Brij Bhushan Sharan Singh. The famous boxer, multi-time world champion, MC Mary Kom. Yeah. She's going to head this committee. Let's see where it goes, because the allegations are quite serious, and both the parties have dug in. You know, they say that, look, we are right. You know, sexual harassment had happened. Well, the president, WFI president has said that no, there's nothing like this. Some people, there is a political conspiracy behind this. Now, don't know what is right, who is right. See, I would not like to sit in judgment. Okay, let's see how things turn from here, how things move from here. Russia and Estonia expelled ambassadors from each other's countries in a tit-for-tat move. Identify the correct statements regarding Estonia. This is Estonia. This is Estonia. See, there are 3 countries called Baltic countries. Estonia, Latvia, Lithuania. 3 countries. Okay. You see this small portion here between Poland and Lithuania. This is Russia. This belongs to Russia. Okay. Now I want you to know that Estonia is a Baltic country. Okay. It's a member of the NATO, North Atlantic Treaty Organization. It's a highly developed country. It has a high income. I mean, I think it's about $46,000. $46,000 is a per capita income. Its capital is Tallinn. Yeah, Tallinn, not Riga. Riga is the capital of Latvia. See this. They are all parts of the Soviet Union. These 3. Fair. This is Ukraine. Yeah, Ukraine. Yeah. This is Russia. You see, this is Baltic Sea. Now, the Baltic Sea has probably the lowest salinity among all water bodies. Lowest salinity, SALINITY. The salinity is the lowest because of certain geographical things here. This is a closed water body. You see this pretty little water from the Atlantic Ocean comes in. You got it? Yeah, and it's closed from the top. Now, I want you to pay attention here. There are thousands and thousands of rivers that drain into this. Drain means the water is released into this. Rivers have fresh water. Rivers have fresh water. So as thousands of river water, rivers drain their fresh water into the, the Baltic Sea, which is briny, salty. The salinity, salt content goes down. Got the idea? The salt content goes down. Consequently, it is one water body with the lowest salinity in the world. There's a lot to learn, guys. We're just touching the surface. Oh, this is one of my, this is one area that I love discussing, but we don't have adequate time for all these things. By the way, Estonia's Prime Minister is Kaja Kallas. Kaja Kallas. Kaja Kallas. Okay? At which of the following places was India's largest biennial tri-services amphibious exercise? Amphibious means land and sea. Exercise named AMFEX 2023 involving the tri-services conducted Kakinada, Rajasthan. So I don't think I need to discuss this anyway. But there is one word here, biennial. Biennial means, see, ENN. ENN. ANN means year. Right? Year. So bi means two. Once every 2 years. Once every 2 years is biennial. Once every 2 years. Okay. Which regulatory body launched an information database on municipal bonds? Okay. Why shouldn't I tell you a bit about this? Sebi, established 1988. The Securities and Exchange Board of India was established in 1988, but it was given statutory powers to enforce its rate only in 1992. Okay, before that it was an advisory body. So, Sebi, head office, Mumbai. Its chairperson is Madhavi Puri Buch. Madhavi Puri Buch. Okay, yeah. So, Telecom Regulatory Authority of, by the way, this is a regulator of the Indian capital markets. Indian capital markets and stock exchanges. Stock exchanges. This includes stock exchanges and stock markets. Indian capital markets where companies raise paisa, it's a primary market. And stock markets, stock exchanges and markets. Okay, so it's a MyBAP, regulator of these sectors, this particular area. Telecom Regulatory Authority of India. Telecom Regulatory Authority of India, TRAI, regulated the telecom sector in India. And see, telecom, that is cell phone companies and all. Then landline, this is called basic telephony. Then ISPs, internet service providers, broadband services. Okay, plus DTH, direct to home, and OTT, what we call OTT services. So, it is headed by P.D. Waghela. P.D. Waghela. Let's go past this. Reserve Bank of India, we know. Niti Aayog, CEO, you could write. Parameshwaran Iyer. Parameshwaran Iyer. And Pension Fund Regulatory and Development Authority is headed by Supratim Bandyopadhyay. Supratim Bandyopadhyay. Which of the following Indian films has been shortlisted for the 95th Academy Awards? Shortlist means a lot of countries send their entry, okay, in the best feature film category. Okay, I'm talking, let's say, one category, feature film, best foreign language foreign feature film, best foreign feature film. So we send our entry, national entry. Now a lot of countries send like this. So there is a long list of that includes the names of all the entries. Long list includes the names of all this. Of this, about 10 are shortlisted. I think 10 are shortlisted, and within this 10, from this 10, 5 are nominated. Nominated means these 5 names are read at the ceremony. From these 5, one would be the winner. So a long list, short list, and then nomination. That's a process. So India's official entry, see, while these 4 have come in 4 different, in different categories, only one is an official entry. This is the official entry of India to the Oscars in the best foreign features film, best foreign feature film, best foreign feature film. Some people call it best international foreign feature film. Never mind, it's still the same thing. International, foreign are the same, na? Best foreign feature film. Okay. So, cello show. Cello means, it's a Gujarati word. Cello means last. Okay. So, this film, you should know 2 things. Who is the director? Director is what is his name? Nalin. Nalin. And the actor is Bhavin Rabadi. Rabadi is a tribe technically. Okay. Typically shepherds, goat herds. That's Rabadi. You'll find these guys in North Gujarat and Rajasthan. Yeah, coming to Triple R, in my previous session, I remember that I had incorrectly mentioned the name of the director of Triple R as R.R. Rajamouli. It is S.S. Rajamouli. Sorry. Yeah. Who are the following persons have been honored with the Padma Vibhushan? See, we mentioned a while ago that the Padma Vibhushan is India's 2nd highest civilian award. The highest is Bharat Ratna, 2 Padma Vibhushan, 3 Padma Bhushan, 4 Padma Shri. Okay. Yeah. Who are these persons here? Let's look at this. Mulayam Singh Yadav, former Defense Minister of India. Also former Chief Minister of Uttar Pradesh. S.M. Krishna, former Foreign Minister of India and former Chief Minister of Karnataka. Ustad Zakir Hussain, tabla maestro, tabla maestro or exponent, one of the greatest exponents of tabla. Balakrishna Doshi, architect. He has won multiple awards. The highest award in the world of architecture is Pritzker Prize. He's won that also. It's an Oscar, Nobel Prize of Architecture. And he designed a lot of buildings, like the most prominent would be I am Bangalore. Dilip Mahalanobis. He passed away in October last year. He was born in 1914 and he passed away last year, my friends. He is world renowned. He had won multiple awards, international awards, huge number of international awards. He popularized one particular life-saving, you could say, concoction or solution. The oral rehydration solution. ORS is oral rehydration solution. Okay. Srinivasa Bharathan, oh my, you should read about him. This guy is considered one of the greatest mathematicians of the 20th century. He won the 2007 Abel Prize, which is given to the best mathematicians in the world. 2007 Abel Prize. He was the first Asian to win the Abel Prize. He's an American now. He's also the winner of the National Medal of National, what is it called? I don't exactly remember. It's called, yeah, National Medal of Science. Yes, right. National Medal of Science, which is America's highest medal, highest award given to scientists, innovators, and of course engineers. Okay, he has got every award except the Nobel Prize. Yes, because the Nobel Prize is not given to mathematicians. There is no such category. He got the Abel, which is equivalent to the Nobel, mathematics Nobel. Great men, my friends. They made extraordinary contributions. Astana is set to host the FIDE World Chess Championship. It's not FIDE, it's FIDE. In sometime during April, May this year. Astana is the capital city of Kazakhstan. See, first this capital was called Astana. Then the name changed to Nur Sultan. What is it? Nur Sultan. Yes, it's named Nur Sultan. And again, now it's called Astana. Crazy. This is Astana, you can see here. And I want you to be a little more familiar with this part of the world. This is the world's largest landlocked country. Largest landlocked means no access to the sea. Now you may wonder, what is this, man, Bharat? What are you saying? This is an inland sea. This is an inland sea. That's not counted. It's the world's largest landlocked country with no access to the sea. Okay. The second largest landlocked country in the world is next to it. You see here? That's Mongolia. This one. Mongolia. Huge country. Kazakhstan is about 27 lakh square kilometer. Yeah, quite large. That would make it the 7, 8, 9. This would make it the 9th largest country in the world by area. And Mongolia has an area of 15 lakh square kilometers. Pretty large. It too is. What about the choices? Turkmenistan. This is Turkmenistan, and the capital, as you can see here, Ashgabat. Ashgabat. Kyrgyzstan. This is here, Kyrgyzstan. Okay, and Bishkek. Tajikistan. Dushanbe. Uzbekistan, Samarkand, or not Samarkand, Tashkent. I can give the names of the presidents, the leaders also. For example, Turkmenistan, Sardar Berdimuhamedov. Don't write. That's why I didn't want to write. Sardar Berdimuhamedov. Tajikistan, it's Imam Ali Rahmanov. Plenty of them. Let's not overload ourselves. Let's take it easy. These are all parts of Soviet Union. Yeah, you see, we mentioned a while ago Estonia, Latvia, Lithuania, 3 countries. Below that, Ukraine, Belarus, 4, 5, Ukraine. Just below Ukraine, to its southwest, is a country called Moldova, 7. Okay. Then we have 3 countries here. You can see here, Georgia, 8, Armenia, Azerbaijan. Yeah, Azerbaijan, so 10. Okay, sorry, 9. And you have countries like Russia, 10. Then 11 Kazakhstan, 12 Uzbekistan, 13 Kyrgyzstan, 14 Tajikistan, 15 Turkmenistan. 15 countries. You can learn a lot of good things, my friends. To repeat, Estonia, Latvia, Lithuania, Belarus, 4, 5 Ukraine, 6 Moldova, 7 Georgia, 8 Armenia, 9 Azerbaijan. Yeah, 10 Turkmenistan will go in the order. Turkmenistan, 11 Uzbekistan, 12 Tajikistan, 13 Kyrgyzstan, 14 Kazakhstan, 15 Russia. So all these were parts of the Soviet Union. They were states in the Soviet Union between 1922 and 1991. So in this period of about 70 years, these today's independent countries were actually states in the Soviet Union. Got it? Yeah. The Minister of Commerce and Industry, Piyush Goyal has launched the Mark portal for startups. Mark stands for marg, showing the path. Marg. Mentorship, advisory, assistance, resilience, and growth. Oh man, somehow they come up with these wonderful full forms. How? Let's not discuss this. It's hardly. Oh, sorry. Oh boy, oh boy, oh boy. Name the portal launched by the Union government to digitize India's immunization program. You win. You win. We have had the CoWIN, which was launched during the vaccination, just before the vaccination for the COVID thing started, and that was a mega success, huge. You see, people like us didn't have to carry any data, any card that look I was given this vaccine on the so and so date, because once you give the beneficiary number, the CoWIN portal would have everything. Their own portal, the hospital's portal, and our own phone would have the CoWIN. I still have CoWIN on my phone, and I think a little, it's a little scary whenever I look at it. You win. If you want to write, you could write this: single source of information, single source of information for immunization services, comma, or rather in brackets, like dates of vaccination. So you get to know when, and if it's over, what is the status, kind of thing. Yeah. So all in one place. Now we don't have to carry data. You don't have to see if got kids. You don't have to worry about when is the next jab. What's the next jab? Tetanus, this, that, or. So everything's mentioned here. Once you enter the data, it's there. But we are slowly moving away from paper to digital world, my friends, which is good for us. First in the country, which state government has implemented a policy for blindness control with the objective right to sight? Rajasthan. See, India's population is 140 crore, of which about 1.1% is blind. This is 1.1% is blind. So the central government I'm talking of, has launched multiple programs to bring this down to 0.3% in the next 20 years, next 10 years actually. 0.3%, which is, this is how it should be, my friends. Yeah, we should, if we could take care of the visually impaired, then it's better. We should be taking care. The problem in India is, while there are a lot of blind people, and people could readily access, sometimes, most occasions, otherwise sometimes, they can readily access donors. There is still a stigma attached to that, donating cornea and all that. Why? Because somewhere we believe that, if I would pledge my eyes and donate at time of death, and if I'm cremated, buried, whatever, without eyes, then I would be born, or I would go enter the next life. See, whatever the word is, either born, the next one, or they enter the second life, which is like the other world. Okay, I'm not a religious person, so I will not get into that. We would enter there blind. This is important that we live here through our eyes, but that's how the world is. Rajasthan is India's biggest state by area. It's super large, 3.42 lakh square kilometer. That's the area, which would make it 10% bigger than it is more than 10% of India's area. More than 10% of India's area, 3.42 lakh square kilometers. So, who is the Chief Minister? Ashok Gehlot. Punjab's Chief Minister is Bhagwant Mann. Odisha, Naveen Patnaik. Telangana, KCR, Kalvakuntla Chandrasekhar Rao. Coming to Haryana, Haryana's Chief Minister is Manohar Lal Khattar. 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 Manohar Lal Khattar. Which nation won the 2023 FIH Men's Hockey World Cup in Bhubaneswar? Fine. Germany won it. Why don't you write this? You may get questions in one of those exams that you could be sitting for. So 2023 International Hockey Federation, that FIH is the French short form, okay? International Hockey Federation Men's Hockey World Cup in Bhubaneswar and Rourkela, two places, okay? Rourkela, it was held in Birsa Munda Stadium. Birsa Munda Hockey Stadium. Bhubaneswar Kalinga Stadium. So much can be written, na? You could write now. 1. Winner. Germany. Then runner-up. Belgium. Belgium. Runner-up. Winner. Netherlands, third place. India and Argentina, ninth place. India and Argentina, ninth place. Okay, next. Let me leave this. Clear this. Right. Best player. Niklas. No, I go slow when we write these kinds of names. Niklas Wellen. Niklas Wellen of Germany. I think Germany, yeah. Niklas Wellen. Next. Best young player. Mustafa Kasim. I told you about spellings. This is the way he writes his name. Okay, Kasim. And some places you will find in the in India and elsewhere you would find QASIM or KASIM. Okay, so different places, different spellings. Best young player Mustafa Kasim, and he is from South Africa. Next, best goalkeeper. Vincent Vanash. Of Belgium. So all that you had to know about Hockey World Cup in Bhubaneswar and Rourkela, you got it. Okay, chalo. The Monument Mitra scheme, which entails adopting a heritage site and maintaining it, was transferred from the Ministry of Tourism to the Ministry of Culture. Now, the best part about it is that you don't have to remember two different names for the Ministry of, who is the Minister of Tourism and who is the Minister of Culture, because it's the same guy who runs both the ministries. Okay, so G. Kishan Reddy holds three ministries. 1, tourism. 2, Ministry of Culture. Okay, and then donor. Development of Northeast region. Minister of Commerce and Industry, Piyush Goyal. Ministry of External Affairs is headed by Subramaniam Jayashankar. The Ministry of Information and Broadcasting is headed by Anurag Thakur. Anurag Thakur also heads the Ministry of Youth Affairs, Youth Affairs and Sports. Youth Affairs and Sports. Okay. Next. Ministry of Education. Dharmendra Pradhan. Dharmendra Pradhan. Dharmendra Pradhan. He heads another ministry. So Dharmendra Pradhan. He heads another ministry. Ministry of Skill Development and Entrepreneurship. You can write Ministry of Entrepreneurship and Skill Development. It's the same ministry. Entrepreneurship. Entrepreneurship. Entre. French is entrepreneurship. Which country will celebrate its 75th anniversary of independence on 4th February? Sri Lanka. Sri Lanka was ruled by Britain, okay, for a long, long time. Between the year the Battle of Waterloo was fought in Europe till this. So between 1815 and 1948, Britain ruled Sri Lanka. Britain ruled Sri Lanka. Okay, on 4th February 1948, Sri Lanka is, got its independence from British rule. Okay. We discussed Sri Lanka a while ago, so we'll not go there. Pakistan, Bangladesh, we'll just mention this. Bangladesh was East Pakistan between 1947 and 71. In 71, it became a separate country. It broke away from Pakistan, became a separate country. Coming to Pakistan, 14th August 1947. Okay. So, I guess that should be it. Fair? Maldives, Ibrahim Mohammed Soleh. President is Ibrahim Mohammed Soleh. Ibrahim Mohammed Soleh. Bangladesh, Sheikh Hasina Wajid. Sheikh Hasina Wajid. Pakistan, Shehbaz Sharif is the Prime Minister. So these countries have PMs. Maldives has a president. Okay. Enough here. Too much of stuff we've been writing. You know how big is Sri Lanka? 65,000 square kilometers. Yes, just 65,000 kilometers. And its population is about 2.2 crore. Yes, 2.2 crore. That's about it. That's all from Bharat C. Jain. Have a lot of fun. Thank you for being here. Stay curious.